Okay.
Okay. Can you see
Got it
me?
cut?
Yeah, can you see me?
All right. Turn yours up.
Turn it up to what?
Your volume. Turn your volume up. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, turn your volume up some. A little more.
It's up as high as it'll go.
Let me see. How about now?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah, it's kind of low, but I can hear you though.
Let me see. That's the thing. I noticed on this now. You can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Let
Yeah.
me see. Okay, because on I couldn't see you when you joined, and it was me. That was the problem. So we are on together. Let's see. I'm gonna look and see what it looks like on Facebook. Okay, so it says you are live with me. Oh, we can see each other.
Yeah,
All
we on.
right.
We on.
All
What's
right.
up?
We on now. All
Let's get
right.
it. Let's get it going. Let's get it cracking. You hear me?
Well, did you?
Uh, where you at, cuz? Where you at? Let's see. I don't know, cuz I'm trying to see. Hold up. All right.
All right.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Now, it'll give it a second, and then you'll kick in to me, I guess. And then let me share.
You joining, cuz it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It say join. It's coming.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you there now?
Now I'm there. Now this time I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
What's up?
We
Let's
live.
get it cracking, cuz. You heard me? Let's get it cracking, man. I'm
We,
ready for this, man.
well, we gotta
I
wait.
wait on
We
things
gotta
for three,
wait.
4 days. You
Hold
heard
on.
me?
We
Everybody be
gotta.
calling me, inbox me, and ask me what.
We got.
Look,
We gotta wait. Wait a minute and give people a chance to join. So, you made it public? Uh,
yeah,
so I'm gonna have to have people. We're gonna have to tell people to share it because this is different than what I usually do. It's usually on my page. Uh,
yeah.
so so it should show up on my page. Hopefully,
I wish you could. I wish I could hear you coming. I wish you could talk a little. Turn your volume up.
it is
Can
up.
you,
It is. It's up as loud as it'll go on my phone. Can you hear me now? If I get closer,
yeah, I hear you get closer. It's straight now. Can you hear me
you can.
good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. So I just have to be closer to the phone. I had to use my phone because it wasn't working on the software part.
Okay. They tell me to come on. Let's get this thing going, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to say, and we speaking on facts. Look, we speaking on facts. Like we ain't making no new accusations. We not trying to assassinate nobody's character. We speaking on facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We speaking on facts. If anybody want to dispute it, all they gotta do is Google the facts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll get into that. Let's give people a chance. You should be able to see how many people are on. It's not letting me see you
It's
for some
seven.
reason. It's doing like it was doing before, and it's black. So I'm trying to log into my desktop and see if I can. I hate to I hate to get kicked out again because we're too close. So I'm just gonna let it do what it
Yeah,
do.
it's good. It's better. It comes
Whatever it's
like
gonna do.
19 people on. It coming though. I mean, everybody coming. People
Mhm.
coming. I
Well,
mean,
people are they were used to it being on mine. That's why I was like, let me try to share it or oh no, I can't do it this way. It won't let me log into another device. So let me get out of that before it kicks me out again. Uh Hopefully people will share it. And I think since you invited me to it and tagged me in it, it ends up on my page showing live.
oh yeah, it should be live. You should see it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I see my page public. So
Yeah, yeah.
my,
On the video, okay. I can't see any of the chats coming through, but I can't see you either. So
okay,
I hate that. Mhm. You can see me though,
I
right?
see you. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We can go from there. Might not be too much body language between the two of us because I can't see you.
Yeah, I can see you though, cuz I can see you good.
Okay.
It probably
Okay.
come back in as it go. I think it'll come in. You know, I
I
think it
think
just
so too. It did it a few minutes ago and it came in. Welcome everybody. If you are joining us on this Facebook Live, this is Let's Talk Bogalusa podcast. It's me, your host, Roniqua Watkins. And it is of course the infamous Quik Spikes. We're gonna give it's right at 7 o'clock, right at 7 o'clock. So we're gonna give people a couple more minutes to pop in. Due to technical difficulties, we had to go live primarily from Quik's account, Mr. Donnell's account, which is up and running. So I know a lot of you are seeing it. So please share this live. Tonight, we're going to talk about as many things as we can get into in about an hour, hour and a half. Many of you probably seen a lot of back and forth on Facebook. We're going to address a good bit of that. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Remember, this is an educational live, so we're gonna teach you some things, a lot of different things about what's going on, and we're gonna talk about some major issues that are happening in city of Bogalusa concerning Bogalusa City Schools, concerning the infamous tapes with that have been circulating with some language. We're gonna talk about the mayor. We're gonna hit a couple things, and because of course we're gonna do it in family fashion. You know, because if you know my cousin, he is he's blunt. He's straight, no chaser. Straight, no chaser. Unapologetic.
I'm trying not. I'm trying to be un. I'm trying not to be uncut. You hear me? I'm trying to. I'm gonna be
Okay.
Spikes all day, but I'm trying to be. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we keep it in the we keep it professional for people who don't know. We you know, very professional people. You're a business owner. I'm gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself. So we're at 8:02. So how many people do you see on the live right now?
33.
Okay.
It started going up. I mean,
So
it's 7. Yeah.
you want to go ahead and get it's 8:02. That's giving people like 2 minutes to kind of jump on. We can go ahead and let you introduce yourself, just so you can make yourself familiar with the community. And if you would, while you are introducing yourself, please address these comments from people on why it matters to you.
Well, first of all, I'm Quik Spikes. A lot of people know who I am, and some people think I'm controversial, but I'm just getting real. Now, a lot of people are upset because I'm speaking on stuff because I don't live there, right? But I have a 9-year-old granddaughter in the school system. She asked him against my granddaughter. So I have a lot of concern with the situation going on because I know if something happened to my granddaughter, it ain't gonna be nothing nice, you hear me? And I keep professional, but when it comes to my granddaughter, I'm on a whole different level. Now, I've been in the military, I'm a veteran, and I've been offshore for 36 years. I'm still offshore. I'm the owner of Quik State Consulting LLC, my own business. So my thing to anybody, man, like what we speaking on tonight, I understand y'all might not want to, some of y'all might be upset about it, but we're not calling names. We're just dropping facts. So if anybody offended by the facts, then I don't think this is live for you.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we don't have any reason to really be messy about things. I do want to address for the people that it is highly disturbing and concerning to me that we are having multiple allegations of our children finding themselves with inappropriate sexual contact, sexual behavior, sexual innuendo, anything concerning sex by people who are in a position of authority over them and teachers and educators. You know, it's not just Bogalusa. We just saw a case in St. Tammany Parish where the individual had contact with Roniqua High, had a connection and had a history over there, and the victim was not believed, and I believe some violent activity took place where the child may have indicated that the situation was more than what it was, and the child ends up serving time possibly for protecting themselves, and then the person is let go, and now we see all these innocent until proven guilty charges being levied. Then we have out in Franklinton, the teacher just picked up, inappropriate behavior with a student. This is a female, so this is not a problem in our system that is limited to just males. This is a female. And in addition to that, we see one of our old teachers, in the news for inappropriate behavior with a child. So tonight, what we're going to address is another allegation in Bogalusa City Schools. So there's a case out there called McLemore versus Bogalusa City District Schools. It's civil action 2:24 CV 01407. It was held in Judge Barry W. Ash Court. The magistrate was Michael North. This case is currently closed. They closed it. The judge closed it. It was a Title IX civil rights case. He closed it without prejudice, meaning that the young victim and her family can come back and bring these allegations up again, considering that some of the same actors are being accused again in the system. If you want to get a copy of this, you need to put a public records request into Bogalusa City Schools, and you need to ask for a memorandum in support of defendant's motion to dismiss pursuant to FRCP 12B6. And I'll put this information up so you can ask for it. So if any of you want to use it, you go and you ask them, or you can go and you can Google Mecklemore versus Bogalusa City Schools, and it'll take you to this legal place called Pacer. You can get this very document. This is public information. We are not defaming anybody or discussing anything. In fact, this was submitted by Taylor, Wellens, Pons, and Dew, by Attorney Rainwater. This was paid for by our tax dollars for them to answer. So if we get into it, the plaintiff brought a claim under the Title IX of the Education Amendments Act. So the attorney stipulate to plaintiff allegedly the parent of a student at Bogalusa High School has initiated this federal lawsuit stemming from an event that occurred in the student's PE class on November 8, 2023 on the school campus. The defendants in the case are Bogalusa City School District, the Bogalusa City School Board, and individuals Eddie Walker, the PE teacher in question, Byron Hurst, the superintendent, and Carla McGee, a central office Title IX coordinator. The complaint alleges the following. Plaintiff's daughter, IY, a freshman, enrolled in defendant Eddie Walker's physical education class for the 2023-2024 school year. Bogalusa City Schools dress code requires all high school students to wear khaki bottoms and black polo shirts for regular dress code, and to change from physical education class into joggers or gym shorts and a school t-shirt. Plaintiff's daughter had put on joggers and a school t-shirt on the date in question, November 8, which was the first and only time this request was made. Mr. Walker's purpose was to check whether those students dressed in joggers, sweatpants, were still wearing khaki uniform pants under their gym outfits. Mr. Walker threatened to give a 0 for the day if the student did not demonstrate that they were properly dressed out. For students, it was 2 students. They were properly dressed out for gym class. Plaintiff's daughter initially told Mr. Walker, "You're tripping," and then lowered the side of her sweatpants, exposing her hip area. Plaintiff came to the school that same day and complained to the assistant principal, who called in Mr. Walker and the minor child for interviews immediately. The assistant principal also advised that an investigation would take place and that the principal would be consulted. The principal did call plaintiff back, but plaintiff felt the principal's explanation was only justifying Mr. Walker's conduct. Plaintiff sent another letter about the incident to the school board, which referred the matter back to the school principal for further action. The school principal, Dr. Eric Greeley, called plaintiff to notify her that a further investigation would take place and that someone would follow up with her about the outcome. Mr. Greeley, the principal, did in fact call plaintiff back to inform her that he had completed the investigation, that the school had decided to eliminate his classroom rule. So this was not a policy, this was a classroom rule, and that the school told him, Mr. Walker, not to do it again. Plaintiff then wrote to Superintendent Byron Hurst, who replied stating that he reviewed and discussed the case with Dr. Greeley, and his administration conducted a thorough investigation and found Coach Walker acted within the scope of his duties. Plaintiff then alleges that the school board made updates to their Title IX protocols and school website, and that thereafter she received letter around March 11, 2024 from Title IX coordinator Carla McGee offering a further Title IX investigation. Plaintiff had subsequent telephone and email communications with Ms. McGee about her complaints, and plaintiff and her daughter were interviewed about the incident at the school on March 20th, 2024. Ms. McGee wrote to plaintiff on March 20th, 2024, providing a letter dated March 21st, 2024, with the outcome of the further investigation. Plaintiff email requesting an appeal by an outside agency with no affiliation to the school board because of an alleged conflict of interest due to Mr. Walker's spouse's employment as director of finance for the school board. No such outside agency appeal ever took place. It is upon these allegations that the defendants, Bogalusa City School Board, motion asked to dismiss, and dismiss is based. So now this was a year ago last year. same actors. And now we have another situation where Bogalusa City Schools is saying they're going to investigate a complaint by a student concerning the same PE teacher. Now, considering what I read to you, and again, public record, you can go and get this yourself. This is done with our tax dollars in support of defending Bogalusa City Schools. Cousin.
I'm saying, hey, look, my thing is, when they gonna start protecting the kids? Like, people don't get it. I know people are upset about the situation, but when are you gonna start protecting the kids?
Well, first of all, what bothers me about the situation is people have probably spent the last couple of days worrying about why I'm worried about it or why you worried about it over worrying about the well-being of our children. It's really weird and crazy that here we have a child right here who was brave enough to say they did not like the contact that happened to them. And the system, I don't believe the system has offered that child any type of mental health services. I don't believe they've said anything, because they probably worried about liability, but this is an educational environment. So basically we expected that student to complain and then come back to school and act like nothing's happened. And then in the community, they want to vilify anybody that's like, look, we obviously ain't the same kind of people, because I got a problem with this kind of stuff happening. And now here we are. If you see the dates on this, it's the 20-something of March, the next school year, same accusations or similar or something is going on over there. Same people involved. And again, people more worried about who talking about it, why they talking about it, what's their agenda, over us having a conversation in our community about how to help our children, how to keep people from doing things or putting our children in a position that they should not be in.
That's why the kids won't come forward, because you got the older people telling them that if you come forward, it's going to mess up somebody's families. These predators need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. And the thing about it, people that want to cover it up, they're the problem.
Absolutely. But again, we got people in the community that's so busy talking about, again, tearing somebody down. What about our children? Now, I don't know the particulars of the current situation, but I'm going to tell y'all where smoke is fire. You telling me same employee of our school system, now, chatter in the community, something happened with the child where the child feels inappropriate. And we got to wait now for the same people to do the same thing they did the last time. Tell the parent they're going to investigate themselves. The same people are in a position of power that the other parent complained about to influence that. And we expect to get what kind of outcome? Because anywhere else, after the first time, after community chatter, allegedly, supposedly, previous times, we would not see people being able to work in our system that, are liabilities to us. Because even if they don't care about the kids, what about the legal liabilities to the system having this go on?
It's crazy. But you know what's crazy? The whole week since we started this podcast, I've been getting phone calls, text messages, trying to stop me. I'm like, what's the problem? Why? Why we can't talk about this? What a lie. It's not a defamation of character, it's facts. You got everything in facts.
Because if you had done this, if you had done it, baby. What? Wait a minute. The employees, people posting all up on my page. This ain't bullying. And if you want to see that, go on my page because I posted it. People that's got my number talking about, call them. And first of all, I ain't calling nobody. I don't need to call nobody because they not like us, cuz we ain't finna defend no stuff like this. We got relatives that do all kind of stuff around here. Be in the newspaper doing whatever. They take their lick for what they did. They defend themselves and they move on. But we don't be around here trying to defend nobody that's accused of children in our system. I never seen us as a family trying to rally around and make excuses and come up with possibly, yeah, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But you and I both know, having been in the military, I was in the Navy, you was in the Army. We know people that suffer from military sexual trauma right now. Might have happened to them younger. You know, you get there as a young lady, you know, some older guys see you, put you in a compromising position, rest, you know, even some of these gentlemen, some of these senior people, put them in a compromising position. You'll never be right for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Never be the same. Never.
PTSD.
Never.
That's why.
But you know, sexual trauma, PTSD. But for some reason in Bogalusa, Washington Parish, you got to fight to get people to do stuff. Now, I'm always complaining about the money. We have insurance. Now, I keep saying they hiring these high dollar attorneys to defend themselves. Well, I went back and listened to a video from the policy meeting that they had like 2 Mondays ago, and they like, well, we get special attorneys, and it might be through our insurance company. So every September, this is something else. You don't have to public records request this. It's out on the Bogle City Schools website on Assembly. They vote on insurance. So they have this company, it's Larma and Travelers. It's underwritten by Bill McGee Insurance Incorporated. So to this year, 2024, they paid $119,090 for $1 million in commercial general liability, $75,901 for $1 million commercial automobile liability, $2,185 for $5,000 in medical payments per person. They rejected all uninsured motorist bodily injury, motorist property damage, $5,010 scheduled automobile physical damage for 8 units, $3,422 for $1 million in educators' legal liability, $2,115 for crime coverage, and it's supposed to be a schedule attached, but I didn't see that. $10,605 for cyber liability, $1,650 BMI administration. So a total of $219,978 to protect themselves. You know, so that they can tap into and use it, you know, basically weaponize it against our kids. Because one of the things that's not happening is we're not having no information given to us from the school that these incidents are even happening.
But I'm trying to get at this. I got criticized about the a post I made about the predators.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the people that was offended by it. I'm like, so you mean to tell me like you offended by somebody speaking truth to power about a predator because you know the predator and you don't want to cause a problem? How's the problem? Keep your damn hand off the kids.
Because mental chains, mental hold, you know, we know that Bogalusa City Schools is a major employer in this town. So nobody is dumb enough to believe that if this parent, not just the parent, the school's own attorney said that the parent told them that they did not feel that they were going to get a fair shake, basically, because plaintiff emailed, she put it in writing, the parent put it in writing, requesting an appeal by an outside agency with no affiliation to the school board because of an alleged conflict of interest due to Mr. Walker's spouse's employment as director of finance for the school board. No such outside agency appeal ever took place. If these people really felt like Bogle City Schools, you know, superintendent and everybody else involved felt like, hey, perhaps, you know, innocent until proven guilty, why not seek somebody from the outside? Because, you know, trying to hide behind policy, if y'all know me, I be on them about policy. They do not follow the policies they already have, and now they trying to really pare things down to make it complicated and convoluted. But
you know what's crazy? Hey, cuz, you know what's crazy? They quick to protect these predators against the kids. But look how they set up Tyrin. Look how they set up Tyrin.
Now look, check this out. Check this out.
You know and I know. You know and I know. Tyrin, come on. That's a clean cut young man. I'm trying to make a change. What they do? Trumped up charges on this man to get him out of office. And what they do? They use other blacks to help them.
Well, he alluded in a post that has since been removed, some things. And it's unfortunate that in the innuendo that he put out there, it's like the main people will say, you got a vendetta, you got a vendetta. But if that man starts screaming, why you against me? Why you don't like me? Why you don't this? Is, oh, he whining, he young, he this, he that. So I'm trying to figure out who in Bogalusa get to feel like people are stacking the deck against them. Because listen, everybody that came out against that man, they got the DA done charged them. What they raided? Didn't they go over to City Hall or something crazy? They got they had the sheriff tied up in it. Now he tried to keep his 50-50 balance and integrity in it and say I was doing my job. He didn't charge him with it, But when can we get the DA? When can we get the news? They quick to add this lady to the Facebook groups, but I have asked her repeatedly, when will she please sit down and talk and look at these videos, look at these documents about what's going on in Bogle City schools, because they'll run out here if it's a shooting. They'll run out here if they get a phone call, about some shucking and jiving or some photo op or some of this. They'll run here. But at the minute we start calling and saying as parents, as the community, that we tired, we want better for our kids, we want this stuff to stop. They won't come.
Right?
Huh?
Hey, you notice something, right?
What?
I sit back and I was quiet for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, with Tyrin. Let's get on Tyrin, okay? Tyrin made a change. Young black man, mayor, made a change. But what Tyrin did, they didn't like. Tyrin let the public know about all the corruption. So when Tyrin let the public know about the corruption, they come with these pumped up charges against that man. They know Tyrin did that. They know that. They know for a fact they have. But the thing is, they want to get him out of office because he's telling the truth. He got facts. He got documentation showing everything. But it won't make him the bad guy because, first of all, they say he's too young. They say he go to Facebook too much. Hey, what you want? You want a mayor that's going to let the city know what's going on, right?
Well, some of them argue, well, he got me blocked and he on the city page. There's all of that chatter. And I 100% believe that just like in the previous case, just like the current case at the school system, that the gentleman has the right to defend himself. Innocent, until proven guilty, because you can have all these charges and, the evidence has to come out and play itself. What I don't personally like about the situation with the mayor of Bogalusa is the theatrics of it, the dramatics of it. It's like all over the United States of America. And it's like the desire to embarrass him was definitely used to take the rest of us down. Now, we already suffer from a place that people believe we wanted got us on these lists to be one of the worst places to live, all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, why, people say, well, why y'all getting out there talking about it? But y'all was cheering when we was all on the news being laughed at. You had people making flyers for MLK for their business using his mugshot. Just like the second time I done talked about that. But it's like, that's okay. And you get in these groups and it's but it's just wild, because it's like, it's okay to exploit him and exploit the situation, but it's wrong when we say we want the same type of justice in our school system. We want the DA to come here and ask people questions, find out, what allegations are out there, because we just know about this because this victim in last year and the other victim this year were brave enough to say something.
Yeah, but see, this another thing too, right? So what I got a problem with, okay, with Jinko. Okay, let's talk the Jinko situation. Okay. Now he said what he said, right? But now he's trying to backpedal like he didn't say it, because he got an employee telling everything, dropping facts. But my thing is this: I had a few people tell me, leave that alone. Leave that alone. So my thing is this, man: how in the hell can me as a black man knowing the history in Washington Parish, can watch a man say this about them, and they don't want to speak on it. They want to leave it alone. It go back to one thing: somebody getting paid.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Oh, come on now, cause we could get into the money all day long. What I stay on? I stay trying to get these people to look at these folks' money, and then as soon as you start getting them on the trail of the money, they got every excuse and him and her about they being attacked and they being done dirty. But this is public money. But in the case of Genco and what's allegedly supposed to be said, you know what the problem I got? All it's been is talk. Listen, I don't expect nobody who live in one of this man's houses to pack their stuff and go by April 1st. That's impossible. But my question for us is, what do we expect to do? You know, you can vote Saturday. You can vote on these 4 amendments that's on the ballot, because the man said that y'all don't vote because y'all got felonies. All y'all do is sit up by Tommy Tyson. Shout out, Mr. Tyson. Love you. Sit up there by Tommy Tyson and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, well, as a community, we're going to vote. I looked at some statistics today. Guess what? Black people coming out to vote in this election, because I guess we already know how valuable the right to vote is. But if we don't start making our voice heard, so that when people think, hey, you know, I can do this to them, because what they gonna do? They just gonna get on Facebook clickety clacking. No, we need to be calling these representatives. We need to be calling up to the school, or going up to the school board office, calling these people that are elected, calling the, you know, Tyrin, they how many times they called the Louisiana legislative auditor? But told them people to keep coming out here, look into this, look into that, look, and they came. But we don't put no pressure on them. I'm sure they put ethics complaints in, everything they can. Now maybe our people don't know, you know, and I try to educate our people about these systems. You know, I put complaints in all over. I mean, you know, what the superintendent wrote to people and told them about me, I'm a valued member of the community, but I try to make the board look ignorant. And, you know, I have sued them multiple times, and I'm going to keep suing. And I hope these people get together and sue. I'm going to keep suing, because people seem to not understand that you mean business unless you start involving the authority. So maybe we need to be calling Miss D.A. Sims, you know, and I've talked to him before, and asked him, you know, what's up with this case with the mayor? What's up with the schools?
So why they not talking about the vote no on the 29th? The vote no.
Who not talking about it?
Because they don't vote. These young kids gonna be tried as adults at 16 years old.
Oh, they gonna add all kind of stuff to it to make sure they try them. Listen, I have been talking about it. I've been talking about vote no to that on the 29th. I've been talking about vote no in this special election the school board is gonna hold on May 3rd to put millages on these millages on your house to pay for school, so that we can keep funding the ability to attack our children using our taxpayer dollars, and not using the money to help them with mental health people. You know, they'll use it to pay insurance, to hire an attorney, or hire a special attorney. But we lost all our mental health people, and we know those kids over there have problems. We know they come from an environment that exacerbates problems. But if we don't vote Saturday, and y'all can get up and go vote at your polling location on Saturday, I'm recommending you vote no to all the amendments. If you read them and you feel like voting yes, but you need to get up and you need to go vote. And we need to be voting in mass every time. Now, cuz we had this quick conversation. This past weekend, you had people out hitting the ground with a recall petition for Gloria Cates here over in Poplar's Quarters. Now, what's sad about that is, I think they had to get help from the NAACP out of Covington. We did our own local chapter of the NAACP, whether they agree with the recall or not, doesn't seem to be connected to the issues that whatever these people have. And I know they brought them to them. I know people been here, and I know people see how the council and the mayor play out, and how it's a faction of people that's not happy about that, and they believe it's problems. But, you know, our own local NAACP, I don't see them involved. I don't know what, I mean, I don't see them do much. I see the people that are associated with it will come out and support individuals in their individual capacity. But when is the last time we heard from them as a collective voice to lead us on anything?
Hey, you know what? I was I was watching Deacon for Defense, and remember Deacon for Defense, right? I was watching that Deacon for Defense. You remember back in the 60s? So I'm looking at now the city council against the mayor, all this stuff against the mayor. Where does stuff come from? Where does it come from? I never seen it in my life where, you got a young black man who's trying to make a change, and all of a sudden you give me bogus charges, and you're going back and forth like, why you can't just sit down like a man, see what the problem is, talk about it, because I feel like this. It's something behind it. It's something behind it. I know a lot got to do with money, because my thing is, ain't nothing this mayor has done to hurt this city. Everything that young man has done is improve this city.
Well, listen, I know people on both sides, attorney-client privilege. An attorney involved is an attorney for me. So, there's some things going on. I would say this, and I'm gonna go back to people calling that Louisiana legislative auditor. When the auditor's report came back, and I'm gonna try to pull it up while we talking, so I don't want to make unsubstantiated claims, but when that report came up, it wasn't like a one-sided situation where they were saying that the current mayor, being Mr. Truong, had, was the only person that had done things as the mayor. It was telling about the previous administration. So it was just as much financial going on. If you really listen to one of those videos, one of those audios, I'm sorry, from the Milltown Monsters, you hear that there was a plot to put up a billboard that said 1.78 or something in surplus. Now, that number is based on what was supposed to be left over from, I want to say, like ARPA federal funds. I could pull it up. But what's really crazy about putting that type of billboard up? They wasn't going to put up a billboard that they was negative $2 million in water bill payment. So, people saying, well, he was left with a surplus. You're not reading the whole legislative report. It said that the city of Bogalusa had $2.2 million in unpaid water bills. So, okay, this man comes in, they got a negative $2.2 million, whether people think the 1.7, and then I think it was some 400,000 out there for some, well, he comes in and says, well, I'm going to institute late fees. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, because the report and from the last fiscal administrator said certain things that they should do to keep financial status going. You ain't hear them talking about that in the audio. You heard them talking about trying to put up some numbers that they think reflect poorly on him. But we're not supposed to talk about what? The negative $2.2 million in water bills? Just make it make sense. I don't understand how these people pick and choose issues, that just burn their soul. I guess because I'm a person that's, when an issue bothers me, I want to look into the issue for all of it. I want to give people the information so they can find out for themselves. But it's just like, if we don't go along with what they tell us the issue is, then we're a problem. We're a problem.
Anybody that go against what they believe in is a problem. And I'm telling you, a lot of people down there, they taking money, bribes. That's why they're doing. They're taking bribes. And he calling them out on their bullshit. And that's the problem. I don't understand how black people can sit there and act like that this man did something wrong. That man have done nothing wrong. They know it's a bunch of bull. And another thing too, everybody up there against him. They wanted him to resign, wanted him to quit. But Tyrin not quit. He's gonna fight to the end. He's gonna win. Because you know why he's gonna win?
Right.
God, he got God. Unjust don't prosper. People don't realize that. And karma is real. Everybody who did that, they're going to get their issue. Trust me. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Well, I mean, obviously they don't feel like it because we getting ready. Look, well, look, the rate next year is what? Elections? I think it's next year, and you gonna have some folks in every elected race, pop up out the woodworks who either been establishing themselves. What did that post say about me? Because they said, don't listen to her. She got an agenda. Well, actually, she want to be on the school board.
Oh.
She, I don't want to sit up on no board with no people that do people like they consistently like to do me. Yeah, I would like to be somebody better than the example of them 7. So I'm not really pressed to get up there and do people like have this lady come to you and ask you for an independent, independence, and you just sit there and be quiet, or you go along because this your friend and they got you in the spot and they let you do stuff wrong for so long that you think wrong is right. I don't want to be a part of that. They not like us. I'm not like you. I don't want to be like you.
And a lot of that stuff dealing with it's a lot of nepotism.
Oh,
it's a lot of nepotism
absolutely.
going on.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, a lot of people getting paid don't deserve to get paid.
Look,
That goes from Bogalusa city school system to the county. They don't supposed to get paid. It's nepotism. And the thing is, they don't want to talk about it because they know people getting paid a lot of money for what?
Because they know somebody.
They double
Yeah.
dipping.
They know somebody. They know somebody. They related to somebody who got
nepotism.
The power. Listen, I say this all the time. They went after these uncertified teachers and they didn't pay them. And what's really sad is that we lost the teacher. So the gentleman came to the school board meeting and he advocated for the fact that he did not get his sales tax check. And then all of a sudden, hold on. Who brought them here? Hold on. All of a sudden, here we find ourselves, in a situation where he's gone. He's deceased. They didn't say nothing. They didn't send nothing home to the people. I don't know if they offered the children any type of mental health counseling. But I know for me it was traumatic to hear that man stand up there and talk about how he didn't get his money, and then all of a sudden he just gone. He not even here no more to defend himself or to say how that bothered him. We're not even here to talk about the policy that I never could find saying that you couldn't get your sales tax. Now, I found where if you are uncertified teacher, they can pay you at 0 years. But I was never able to find anywhere documented in Boga City schools that there was a vote to not pay people that sales tax money. And we don't even know how that sales tax money is calculated. But everybody hang their hat on them checks. It's sad. Some of our people can't even make it working in the system if they don't get them sales tax checks. That's slavery. Slavery.
Investigate the finance department. Where the finance manager? Where the finance manager?
Well, I mean, at this point, they just gonna tell you about awards and this, that, and the third. But I encourage people to go look at the audit. I encourage people when it's budget time. I have proposed things. When I came here and saw how they was conducting a budget hearing. And I never seen anything like that in my life. I've lived other places, and people are very transparent about the money. In advance of the hearing, you get all this information about. This is what I get for taping at home. You get all this information about the health of the system. You get, even for city council. Look at how we've seen how they've done about talking about the budget. It was, oh, well, yeah, he didn't get a budget coming in as mayor, but he should have been able to develop a budget. Well, in all the years I've worked in handling government money, it's hard to be able to. It's hard to be able, hard to be able to financially do transactions for the future when you don't have an accurate pass off or accounting from the past. It's very difficult, and especially since we see this legislative audit, and it was federal funds involved, like that COVID money and all this other kind of money. It's hard, and especially hard for a first term mayor who's never acted in a position like that to be expected to come in and just know that. And then what kind of council lets somebody in an outgoing capacity not give them the work that they paid for before they leave? It's just wild. It's wild to me.
Sad. It's sad. But it's been going on so long. See, it's been the same people for so long, for years and years and years, and people can't see it. I don't understand why. What is it? What is it? Is it a cult? Is it nepotism? What is it?
Because they act, I mean, folks get together and they act like you coming against the Obamas. I don't get it. I don't know. My uncle used to say it's real easy to be a Bogalusa millionaire because all you need is $250,000. You don't really need what you would need somewhere else. You need some amount that puts you in a position over other people. You need a title, and you need access to money, or a little bit of money, because again, some of the rumors and the things that's being said about money everywhere in government is highly concerning. It's never positive. It's always a drag to try to find out stuff. That's the city council, that's the school board. These are two of the biggest money making bodies around here. It's like crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it.
It's sad, man. I got a text. It's funny. I got a text. I said, "You ever die? You gotta watch yourself." Look. Quik Spikes.
They said you better watch yourself. They said you better watch yourself.
Oh, you come now, you gotta, man, look. I laugh because guess what? I'm coming very soon. And trust me one thing. I ain't with all that talking about what was said on the podcast. I'm a man first. But I'm gonna let them know this. Approach me accordingly. Because one thing about me, I'm not finna sit in and argue with nobody about facts.
Well, yeah, that's why we try to keep it to what was paid for. But I'll tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my house and heart, and I say it with my chest out. It's real funny that the superintendent of schools has never had a forum with the parents of the system where he willing to sit down and take answers to questions, but he about to run his butt to a podcast where it's limited and control who can ask him stuff, and who knows what they can ask him. I don't know if they friend or foe. I know the Moses or above board people, and but at the end of the day, it's mighty funny that anytime it's a camera, whether it's a clickety clack or in your face with a spotlight, you can run. Got all day kind of time to sit up there and possibly answer questions. But you show me a parent, considering that this parent said that they reached out to the superintendent of schools and all they had to say was that they didn't find nothing wrong. But we don't. Where's been the forums? Where you can question how they cooking up all these policies that are being invoked on our kids, but we don't get a copy of it until weeks after school start. How they changed homecoming, cause just unilaterally changed homecoming to something, took away the timberjack homecoming. Around we have lumberjacks, we have timberjacks. Haven't even had a conversation of why we still got them 6, 7, and 8 graders sitting over there on that campus. They getting, in case people don't know, the board in this last meeting empowered the man to get rid of people. So now what's getting ready to happen is they're going to fire people because I guess they believe the money is going to be lean because of all these changes at the federal government. But the problem with that is that, we already have lost people before. We got all these contracts that are out there that have been paid to people, inappropriate sources, in my opinion, but I can show you a copy of them and prove you and show you who the money is going to. But in my opinion, but we're going to lose people in the system. Now, watch they not cut people until after they pimp everybody that worked for the school system to go rattle everybody in their family and beg them to go vote to put taxes in their pocket. So you ain't going to have no job to be able to pay taxes on your house to keep up with the money. They're going to send you a bill for it, but you're not going to have no job because they're going to cut people.
Hey, but look, the city council.
Yeah.
Okay. It's mind-boggling. Like, what's the problem with the city council? What's the problem? What's the problem with the city council?
I don't even go to those
look, I wish they could just, because I know them. So
okay.
I wish they can just like get together and see what the problem is, talk, because it's ain't got a hand, because I can't see Tyrin without that foolishness. And I like Ori a man of God. So I feel like Ori, as a man of God, should come, they get together, they talk, because, as a man of God, I mean, he understands. I think he understands. I wish I can get them to talk, because that's what the problem is with the mayor back and forth and stuff like that. They can come to some point of talking to agreement or whatever. I think it'd be a better situation, and cut out the outside. Just two men come together and talk, because it's done got a hand. Like it's done got a hand. And I'm serious. It's done got a hand. It needs to be nipped in the bud. They need to just talk like men, because it's done got to the point where it's very, very toxic.
Well, I listen. I know Mike. They have known him his whole life. I don't know about that. I think that's been suggested. The particulars of why, it's been some very public things, said and aired out between the two of them. I'm not a man, so I'm not gonna speak on the code of being a man and how men, that's for you to orchestrate. What I am gonna tell you is this in my heart of hearts. I feel like when you in a situation that Mike feels like he's been in, where he has ran for office and he was just recently appointed to an office, and perhaps he felt he could give advice about the situation that other people couldn't give, because he done sat in the seat, or he done sat in a seat. And then you have a young man who is coming in with his ideas of how to do things, and part of what may have inspired him to run may be being seen, what was going on and how people did it in the past, and maybe a theory to reject that because he didn't like it, or he didn't see it as a value. That's internally for them to come to an understanding that they even want to understand it. Perhaps, I'm a agree to disagree type of person. We ain't never got to like each other. We ain't never got to talk again. I'm gonna live and I'm gonna let live, and and I'm gonna go on about my business and you go on about yours. So it might be that kind of situation. They just may not get it together. They just may be doing what's happening now. Other people might be running their mouth about the situation, and they just stop running their mouth about each other, or don't have nothing to say about each other.
I think you can come to common ground. The reason I say that, because I'm tell you why.
Okay.
Ori a man of God, so as a man of God, forgiveness. How they forgiveness. And Tyrin, I know the young man. I know his mom, grandmother, family real good. I feel they can talk. I feel my opinion. I feel they can sit down and talk, because a lot of stuff is going on is unnecessary. And to see two black men in that situation, in which, let me tell you, with Tyrin, I can understand, like, you've been persecuted, like, man, that's a bad thing when you getting accused and plastered all over the place, as a bad person, which we know, cause you know, the stuff they got that man charged with, there ain't no way. Ain't no way. That just smear his name. You thought you're gonna be weak, and he can just go ahead and resign and move on, and they can come in who they want to come in with. Because the thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, and they're writing on the wall. Tyrin was telling the truth about the finances and everything, and they couldn't handle the truth. Let's be honest. They couldn't handle the truth. That's like right now, what we talking about? With the situation going on with the school system, with the kids and the predators, people can't handle the truth.
Well, they don't want to, they don't, you know, I find in this situation and every other situation with the school, you get people trying to negotiate how what they hearing and even what they seeing with their own eyes, how they can make it fit what makes them comfortable. So, okay, we go with the fact that Tyron was making people uncomfortable because he didn't get in that office without the support of some people, you know, the support of the people, of some faction of people. And then you got people who, of course, didn't vote for him. And you know, you and I come from a background where we've had to serve under people we just ain't like, you know, by virtue of the position they were in. It don't matter if I like you, I gotta respect the office. And I think that's maybe what you getting down to is conversations need to be had about did people even respect the office enough to be in a position to respect whoever sit in it, you know, because it takes
that's
some
the thing,
time.
Cody, right? You know, when a man is disrespected,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing about age. Age ain't got nothing to do with it. People, he young. So yes, he a young man, but to be disrespected like he's been disrespected, come on, cuz. You know, we Spikes, that bloodline, we're not gonna be disrespected too long.
Mm-mm.
Until that animal come out. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. The man been disrespected. The man been, I mean, just done wrong. And how they treat him is this evil. But a lot of people can't see it's evil until it's their time. Let me tell you something. They can right now, they can sit back, they can lie on him, they can do everything they can to tear him down. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, God got the final answer and the final say. And I promise you, we're going to come back to this conversation one day. And you're going to say, cuz, you said it. The truth will come out. And whoever did the cover up, the lie, whatever. Because one thing about a snake, you cut the head off, the body going to die. Somebody going to slip up. And the truth going to come out.
Well, that's the, you know, that's a truth that's been around for a long time before me and you. What I would say to the people, to his supporters, and even to his detractors, because the detractors, you know, they organized. I mean, I don't see where we as a people, and I'm gonna go back to what Jenko said, and I keep asking people where's the lie. Now, what he said and how he said it, you know, if you old school Bogalusa, old school Richardson Town, I grew up when my mother reminded us that, you know, the Italian people in this community lived in Richardson Town. The Siennas was on Marshall Richardson Road. You know, my great grandmother worked for the Capos, died in the back of Miss Capo car on the way home. So, you know, Capos is still right there on the corner. So to hear him talking like that when all these people grew up in Richardson because they could not stay in the avenues. They couldn't stay in the Terrace. They couldn't stay in Pleasant Hill. They put them over in Richardson Town. And then to hear that, and then to say, well, I didn't say it. Somebody wants to hear that out of his mouth. Somebody he's organizing with because they was going to put the billboard up for $1.78 million. They organized. Where is our organization? Where is our stand together? If you really, cousin, if you believe the mayor is innocent until proven guilty, you know what we're taught. How you gonna get people to get behind him? How you gonna get people to support him? Because we can't. You know, they call for a boycott, And that's disjointed. I asked parents to show up to the school board meeting to stop these people from sending their kids for 4 days and undereducating them. Nobody came. So at some point, we got to start having more than just conversations, because other people doing things. And whether I like them or not, I respect them for the fact that they don't like what's going on. They don't like who in the office, and they making sure these people know they're not going to get elected. They're not going to stay in that spot. They got to do what the people want. And what we doing? We ain't calling nobody. We ain't making people know that our votes matter, that they ain't gonna get our votes. They not gonna get our money. They not gonna get our support. We just talking. Now you will get everybody out for Mardi Gras to pull out them fans and do the complicated hokey pokeys. But we can't never get nobody to come together and say what you saying, that I believe in this man. I believe he ought to be in that office. I believe what's wrong. Let's do something about it.
Because my thing is, I feel like this. If we could come together and support Tyrin, I feel that the truth will be revealed soon. The thing is, we're so divided. It's so divided. And I'm being, it's divided on the money. Listen to me. It's divided on the money. Think about it. PK Spikes, real deal, right? You couldn't bribe PK Spikes. You feel me?
Yeah.
So them old real men gone. These new generation, you get them $50 in a piece of chicken, they're gone. I'm serious. I mean, it's funny. Listen, a couple of years ago, it's funny. I warned a lot of people about Randy Seal. I warned a lot of people. They talked bad about me, right? What happened after the election? He fed them that good hot fish, hot chicken wings, that cold Bud Light. You hear me? They had the cowboy hats on, the cowboy boots. They had them fans out. Remember, they had them fans out. What did he do after he got in office? He called a press conference. And what he said, I'm switching over to Republican because I don't think like them. I think like Trump. Act like y'all got amnesia.
No, because I think it's a video of it out there, and I think I was somewhere else. I was somewhere in the world, and then they had this press conference over there, and I was so embarrassed because the super slow twang came out, and then and I'm telling people, Bogalusa finna be on the news, they're gonna address this, and I was just like, oh my God. But again, do we demand leaders that are articulate? Do we as a people, and I'm not talking about just as a race. I'm talking about, do we as a people who can come together on an issue? Do we want something? When do we stand tall and sacrifice to get what we want? Or again, like I said, when do we organize? When do we use what's out here and let people know, hey, you can't keep walking on us, you can't keep stepping on us. We're going to keep calling, we're going to keep fighting, we're going to, people say marching is ineffective. I disagree with that. Marching is highly effective when it has a designated outcome. Now, just getting together just to walk up and down the street, in a free fall parade is not going to really get you nothing. But if you got a designated outcome and enough people that get together and your message is clear and you represent votes, these votes matter. These votes and your money, it matters. People might not like your black skin, but you and I both know, everybody know about a green dog.
I tell you what, Tyrin Truong will rise again. Tyrin will win mayor again. Let me tell you why. The truth will be revealed. See, what they want to do, they want to split the vote. They want to have another black man run against Tyrin. They want to bring somebody else on the outside to come in. That's how they do. Divide and conquer. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah, but
divide and conquer. That's what they do. That's what they try to do.
Well, we know that. We know. I mean, I had Perry Talley like on my first episode, and he's kind of sort of a moderate, but he and I agree on how politics plays out in this area. It's a playbook. But again, now here we go, devil's advocate. we be so quick to want to have the first black do it, and we don't question the credentials. We don't question what we getting in this person. We don't question if they put the person in the race to keep somebody else out that might mean us any good. We don't have discussions anymore about the issues. We have discussions about likability, or what you don't like about people, and it's counterproductive. I don't like the 50s and 60s movement of respectability politics so much, where if you didn't look a certain way, you didn't have this, you couldn't fight. And but at the same time, it's got some merit in vetting these people, in having, again, like I said, an agenda, having something that we can come together on, because we all know they always not just gonna send somebody to run, they gonna send somebody to come and act like they down with us to get intel.
Hey, and a lot of the blacks that go for the councilmen, everything, I see a lot of jealousy. And if anybody offended, you know how to reach me. I see a lot of jealousy, because my thing is this: you got a young black man as mayor. Just because that young black man don't take heed to your ideas, he's the mayor. He don't have to listen to your ideas. People don't realize that. He's the mayor.
Whoa. He is the mayor, but he is elected. Now you can't then he'll start acting like the school board. You can't get the people's votes, then decide you don't want to hear what the people have to say. Now, I'm not saying that he don't represent the people that voted for him and he should be pushing their agenda, but at the same time, he represents the people who didn't vote for him. You know what I'm saying? He's the when President Obama was in office, people were talking about what is he gonna do for black people. That man was the president of the whole United States of America. Now, there's some stuff he could do, but it's stuff he needed to do for everybody. So one thing I'm gonna say about us as a people, I want to ask, what do we do to help the young man be successful in a position?
True.
What did we do? I mean, what did we do? What help did he accept? Because I saw some stuff, when it was the one I watched where he stormed off from the council, and I know he was frustrated, but I just think that as a people, I question what exactly did we do to offer him to be successful. We saying they wouldn't let him be successful. I question what we actually did to help him be successful.
Let me tell you something. This truth right here.
Mm-hmm.
Jinko paying them a lot of them off. I'm just gonna be real with you. I said it. You ain't got it. I'm saying it. Okay? I'm saying it. Hey,
look, in your opinion,
I got big nuts.
In your opinion, that's
hey,
in your opinion.
Paid, my opinion, facts.
Okay.
Facts. A lot of them paid off because the way they're acting, you think they're doing it for free? They're not auditioning for Tyler Perry. They're auditioning for Jinko.
I mean,
they were right here dancing like Jinko with piss in their pants. They dance for Jinko.
I'm gonna say one more time.
I asked Jinko. I asked Jinko to meet me face to face, man to man, eye to eye, and tell me that he didn't say that on that podcast.
Okay.
When he called us, I asked him. He said he willing to meet me and talk to me face to face.
Okay.
Like a man, I want to ask him, like, man, you always in the black neighborhood. You got these rent out, you got everything in the city, but you in the club dancing, you doing all this stuff. But if that's how you feel about us, stand on it. Don't backpedal off. Stand on it, right?
Man, listen, cuz he in the club because he own the club. What is you talking about? That man is not. I mean,
exactly.
He in the club. It's his club. It's his spot that our people renting from. My uncle used to say black people have 3 businesses in Bogalusa. They have food, fun, and funerals. That's it. Well, I mean, we look across Bogalusa. If it ain't slinging some plates, if it ain't juking and jiving, and then putting you in the ground, very rarely do you see us, doing things. Now we got a couple nonprofits, we have the STEM Center, there are other people out there, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go back to what are we doing? The purpose that we have for this in the STEM Center is to start trying to that's what the purpose of that is, to start cultivating the minds of our people, to look at how they are being educated and what they are being educated to do and what they exposed to doing. See, other places, it don't matter how small you are. Ask one of these children to spell epidemiologist. Hell, ask the adults. We gotta get out of this limited bubble that we in as a people. We gotta start questioning how our children are being educated. We gotta question the level of education the parents have, because a lot of the parents were educated in this system. I tell you what, I bet not hear the school board say that parents don't care, because allegedly the parent of this latest child came up there about they baby. So allegedly, you bet not be saying that these kids don't have parents, because they got people. Some of them got people that really love them. Some of them got people that don't. But some of them do. And they people are ain't gonna just sit by, hopefully, and let that happen. But if you letting so many other things happen, and I'm gonna go back again, look at the infrastructure of this town. Because every time you turn around, it's a water leak, it's a this, it's a that. And everybody's in an uproar saying what this mayor should do, but we never have conversations about why it's gotten that way. It ain't just get that way. Now, every once in a while, they'll throw out a number, and there was
he inherited that. It was
but
already,
yeah, that was
like that when it was there.
yeah, it was bad. But let's go to the opposition. They gonna tell you about money that was gotten to fix some of this stuff, or do this and do that. We argue back and forth. We don't really look into the dollars and cents of the money to see what they saying, or we don't give the mayor enough time to tell us what they saying. We don't ask if he really even know what they talking about. People left. The man put his people in place. They get the fiscal administrator is getting rid of people that he put in there, and then putting people that were in there before that, half of the population feel had questionable behavior, outgoing. Those people are back running City Hall. So, what are we saying about that as a people? Are we making an uproar because you don't want that person there? No, we just going along with it, and we hoping that somebody we know that's over there don't lose their job, don't lose their opportunity in this. But we never. What do we want? What do we want as a people? What do we want to come together for? What do we want to do something about? If you want,
why they can have term limits on the city council?
They do. They have term limits. They can only, I think they can only stay in that position twice, isn't it? I think for a total of 8.
No. They be on there longer than that.
But okay, well, my question is that I got to look into that. I don't even want to lie. Like I told you, I don't really get a lot in the city council, but I'm pretty sure they have 2-term limits. I tell you what does happen is people waffle from waffle. I went back to go look. I look at some old Bogle City Schools records. A lot of times when I'm doing research on a current issue, I'll go back and look at previous issues and see how they handled the issue before these people got in. It ain't no before these people go in. If you go in there and look at the old minutes, it's the same people was in some kind of capacity on the school board then. So the same people are driving stuff in the ground. If you look at the city council, how much of that has changed in people. They might get 1 or 2 out, but at the end of the day, it said 2 terms. Like I thought, it's 8 years for city council. Thank y'all. But who are we? Like right now, I just told you next year. Okay, everybody talking about mayor, but it ain't just mayor. Like the girl said, I want a seat on the school board. So school board is coming up. Nobody comes to the meetings to speak against what's going on now, to show themselves worthy to be on the school board. So you know what's gonna happen? The 4 people that can run again and stay on there, that's running it in the ground, are gonna stay on there and ride it out, because ain't nobody gonna run against them. If you do run against them, they gonna smear your name all over town, or find something on you, or try to. They gonna try to mess up your money.
Another problem I got. What about all the good? There's been a lot of moving around the school system, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of good teachers and
Oh,
educators. They get moved around, and for what? They're doing a good job, but they get moved from this school to that school. It's like they're getting demoted. You know what I'm saying?
cuz what's
Why?
a good job? Whoa. What's a good job? Let's be straight up now. What's to you? What's a good job?
So
Hello.
I tell you what,
What's a good job?
um, with the certifications,
What?
of the school system, right?
Yeah,
Um,
but
I think the kids should be. I mean, I really think that they're going to 4 days. I think they should go into 5 days. Either the fifth day they should do tutoring. They should do tutoring, right? Okay.
yeah.
And I feel like that the teachers that they said not certified, I feel that they should invest in those teachers to get certified.
Well, okay. They first of all, they gonna tell you they do. Okay, they used to pay for them and this and that. I've had this conversation with somebody in the school system. I don't necessarily get tied in the certification. What parents are not looking at is the curriculum that they are using and how they doing it. Because you can be a certified teacher, but if you're not getting all your planning period, if you're not getting the support you need, if all they want you to do is teach apps and teach the tests, you gonna get frustrated. You didn't go to college to just do that. You went to college to possibly educate. Okay, when we have problems with the school system, like we didn't even get to the number of teachers that have called children the N-word over there because it happened to us. It happened to the children in my family where the lady got slick out her mouth and talking about the kids use it and she got mixed grandbabies so she can say it. And then they just recently had a teacher kind of doing the same thing, saying these things. But we don't investigate, who is teaching our children. We don't investigate what they're being taught. I went to the last year pupil progression plan. Now I've complained about pupil progression plan for like 2 years, and I was smart enough to go to an elder who used to be an educator and get her to explain it to me and go through some things. The first time I complained about it, the second time I went, they presented it. Do you know how many people showed up for pupil progression plan meeting? Three,
I mean,
three. System of 1,400 people. Three people. Three people. And that's sad and that's pathetic because that's what tells you how our children progress through the system. That's how parents find out that even
but you
if
know
your
what, Cuz?
child get
Hey,
a
you know
zero,
what?
even if they get a zero and don't do no work, they gotta give them a 50. They gotta give them a
Hey,
50.
I know it's some teachers in that system that they really love those kids and they give back
Yeah,
out of their own pockets.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
they take these kids on trips. I mean, I'm serious. I know for a fact they take kids on trips. They do stuff for these kids, and I feel like with all the money being spent in the school system, they should have some kind of an account to help, for the trips and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, listen to me. Now I'm gonna put you up on something with that. The schools are self-funded. So Bogalusa City Schools gets MFP money, minimum foundation program. They get Title I funds, they get ESSA funds, they get IDEA funds. The schools, Bird Avenue, Central, Bogalusa High School, if they want money, they have to generate money. So that's why you just had Bird Avenue having $150 a person extravaganza, which I mean, personally, you in a Title I school system that says that your people don't even have that kind of money. But I mean, it's a means to an end. If they don't do it, they're not gonna have any money for PBIS because Bogle City schools, no matter how much surplus they sitting on, they not giving them money over there to run those programs. They have to have fundraisers. They have to be self-sustainable. Now, I went again because they had to have a hearing and I asked them to fund each account, like the band, all this stuff, for the minimum amount of money that they need to operate out of the general fund, which this millage and these taxes that I'm telling y'all stop giving them money because they won't do what we want to do with it. I told them fund it to a minimum. Give everybody, make them put in, you how you doing your business. You would have people submit how much money they think they're going to need for the year. And then you're going to look at your budget and see how much money you can give them to get started. And then it has to be, profitable from there. Nope. Nope. They're not going to do that because then that holds them accountable. What was it? Not this year, last year, the net profit from homecoming was $35,000. I still keep asking where the money. They got that lumberjack store over there. We'll be buying all this, paying all this money for these damn tumblers and shirts and shit. They don't know where it's going. Who getting paid? Who getting the money? Every time I ask about the money, you might find out a little something here, but stuff is being sold. Oh, it's being sold. Oh, it's being sold.
Y'all homecoming. It's funny.
Yeah.
I understand this. Y'all homecoming. Why is that homecoming? Everybody come back, right?
Yeah.
For homecoming. Y'all got to shut down party when the game start. That's crazy.
Listen, no, we're going to go before that. See, the Bogalusa thing was an alumni function, and it was put on by somebody in the community. Then the school said they want to take it so that they can make the money. Now we're going to go back to the mayor, because remember now, when the community wanted to move it to the Goodyear Park over by the YMCA and move it away from the school, since the school wanted to shut it down. Now the school's purpose was they wanted people in the stands for the actual game and not outside partying and having a good time the whole time. So I'm not gonna say it wasn't no merit in that. The school started charging $100 per tent that the community people were charging, and the school keep the money. And I think the school made like $2,000 off the tent. So the school wanted people to buy tickets to the game, because the tickets to the game go to the football team, and the football team I think also get the concession stands. The concession stands actually belong to the band, but we're gonna get back to that later, because the drum major of the band, 1992, my mother was a band booster from the time I was in the 5th grade all the way through my siblings. The concession stands belong to the band long term. But what happened is you supposed to have had this powwow among men, melanated men, that reduce the friction between the community and the school. Well, the community only won out in that they got to keep the event. The school won out and got the money. Now, my question is, was it really a conversation? Was it really a negotiation? Or was it really this what it's going to be? And then we all come out and hold hands in the air like it's happy, because the people didn't seem happy after it was over. They just seemed like they took what they got. So to your point, it's supposed to end when the game starts so that people can actually go in the game. I said they should tell people not only to just buy the tents and come out there, tell them to buy tickets. My class is always, look, don't just come out here and buy a tent and a t-shirt. Buy a ticket to the game. Buy a ticket to the game. Use the ticket, because you can't go to the they got $1 million track over there and 1950 bathrooms. You can't even, you got to go in and use the bathroom. Buy a couple tickets so that you can go in and use the bathroom, so the school is profiting off of it. Go in and go in, because you're really not supposed to come in and out. So yes, I was supposed to stop when the game starts so that there are people in the stands to be able to cheer people on. Now, what other people complain about, because is back in the day, it wasn't just about the grown-ups. It's people that complain and say, well, y'all don't have nothing for the kids. You have homecoming. They used to have a Y party. They used to have something that after the game, the kids had something to do. We don't do that anymore. We don't host nothing nowhere that I know of for the kids to be able to do anything after the game. And I believe that should be free. Why we keep putting pressure on them to pay money to go to events?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I want to touch on one more thing. I know about to close.
Okay.
I want to touch on one more thing too. And I'm just curious, right? You think me and you could try to contact Ori and Tyrin to get them to talk?
Cause I'm gonna let y'all testosterone that out. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I will if you believe that it will be beneficial. I believe that Mike is somebody that you can have a conversation with. I believe that Tyrin is somebody that you can have a conversation with. I believe that those two gentlemen got to decide that they want to have a conversation with each other. Now, definitely probably you putting it out there that you willing to stand in the gap and broker that conversation probably will help it along. Again, if you think me coming to the table will help, I don't have a problem helping. But I don't think they the only people that we need to talk to, but I think that's a great start. I think that's a great start for the community to figure out some type of leadership, some type of guidance, some type of something, because we don't want nothing. I'm going to go back to that one more time. The man said in the tape that we don't vote because we have felonies and like to hang out in Tyson's. But I'm gonna say one more time. What's the lie? What do we put up on the ballot? What do we ask for? What do we demand? I make demands all the time, and the people, I got an agenda for not being not being ignorant and not knowing that I want something and not knowing how the outcome should come and not knowing the research and the history behind what I'm asking for. I mean, what the girl said, you don't like it, take your kids somewhere else. Isn't that the same thing I'm saying? If you don't like what they doing, stop giving them your money. Because if you snatch your kids up out of there, guess what go with them? The money.
But
the money.
hey, like I say, you know what? If we can pull it off,
yeah,
and get Ori and Tyrin to talk, come to agreement. Let me tell you something, and be legit with it. Like, just come to agreement, shake hands, and try to better hatchet so we can move forward. I guarantee you, whoever behind it, they're gonna be real mad because they want division. They want division because when they got division, they can manipulate people. And the biggest manipulator is money. It's the money.
Yes.
It's money. Take money out of the equation, there will be no gene code.
Well, yes, but again, I don't think that's the only stoppage and blockage of money. But all right, I think that's one. I think he's made himself vocally known, and and a target right now because I mean people probably still going down to the pub. I mean, if they do, they do. They don't, they don't. They still going to Rita's. You had people saying, "Why take it out on Rita? She just trying to have a business." In the civil rights movement, the mission was the mission. The vision was the vision. What had to shake out, and there were winners and losers. But in the end, we had a goal of what we wanted to win. We just not them kind of people, cuz we ain't them kind of people. Now we gonna stick together. We gonna stick together. We might have our tay-to-tay, and we gonna cut out, unfortunately, who need to be cut out, even if they related. They got to go, because if they ain't with the mission, they got to go.
Hey, they don't. For people who understand, we say Spikes all day. That's a lot. That's us. We might have a few that not agree, but 90% together.
Yeah. But again, because you sit back and you think about making that happen. I do believe that is a start to some of the change we want to see across the board. Those are two powerful men in the community that, and I ain't expecting them to agree on every situation. They might have to come to some things like, that's you, that's not me. But if fundamentally the outcome is that we have a list of actionable demands across everything, from our education system to our city council to our how our police force, and the things that have gone on with the fire. It's been a lot of stuff in this administration that have come to light about how contracts are done, how people are getting paid. It's a lot. But if you can probably broker something between the two of them that's actionable, and then I say, cuz, go for it. I'm not here to tell you, no, that ain't gonna work, because other people, since you and I was gonna jump on this, other people done figured out how to work things out. Now, I done told you, I ain't gotta work things out with nobody. First of all, I don't dislike nobody, but I don't like nobody who gonna take up for somebody that's doing something for kids. We are not the same. We don't have the same agenda. We don't have the same motives. So you can go and hug predators. I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to want something done about it, because you don't. That ain't my problem. That ain't my charter. That ain't my charter.
I don't see how people defend them. I don't see how people can defend the predator. I mean, come on, man. This has been going on for years. And the thing about it, they want to sweep under the rug. No, man, not this time. Not this time.
Because what's gonna happen? Cause I support this family and the other family that need to come back and refile. I support them, but cause I'm gonna say one more time, the people are sitting around worried about me and you, and they ain't having the conversations about the damage the inflicted harm that is being done to our children. This Bogalusa this week, but last week, I'm telling you, it was what? It was Vonado. It was Franklinton. It was the old coach who worked with the current coach. The old coach. It's wild. It's wild. It ain't just here. It's all over the United States. We need to stop as adults trying to reconcile in our mind about the feelings of grown-ups, and we need to focus on our kids. The fact that people try to distract us from focusing on the mental health of our kids, the destruction of our kids, and get us caught up into likability situations is weird to me. It's just I don't get it. I just do not get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't want to get it. I don't want to be in a situation where I understand that. But look, cause we about to hit up on this 8:30. We've been going at it for 30 minutes. I don't know if the people who thought they was gonna catch us and thought we was gonna be out here, defaming people and this and that. No, this platform is a real platform. It's Let's Talk Bogalusa. It's to come up with solutions. And one thing you done came up with is a conversation between two powerful men that you say you're willing to broker, to get them talking and to get some resolution to that situation, which will likely probably elevate some other situations. I'm still gonna stay on these parents, the school board. No, I'm not gonna stop and take my foot up off the gas. But if you as parents, you're not gonna support me, you're not gonna come out. I can't keep you just defending y'all myself. I'm gonna keep going at it because it's wrong. But at the same time, I know y'all don't expect me to be the only one to get outcomes. This is happening to all of our kids. A lot of our kids, my grandchildren, your grandchild are not the only people in that system. There's tons of people.
And I'm gonna say this to anybody watching this podcast: we have facts. Okay, so if anybody's saying it's a lie, what we're talking about, we got documentation, we got facts. So we're willing to share our facts when y'all say we lying. Like my late cousin Brandon said, stop me from lying.
Oh, I said I posted on my page, and I'll post it anywhere. The synopsis of the case. I'm gonna remind people at the end of this. If you go look up Google Mecklemore versus Bogle City Schools, the last year's case will come up. This current situation at Bogle High is being investigated as we speak, using probably the same behavior from the this time last year when nothing happened. But call Bogle City Schools or go on their webpage and put in a public records request and ask for memorandum in support of defendant's motion to dismiss pursuant to FRCP 12B6. That's going to give you how their attorney, this what was it? What I tell you it was Taylor, Wellens, Ponce, and Dool, and the attorney was Scott Rainwater. He put together Bogle City Schools' answer, and in that answer, it tells you what Bogle City Schools agrees happened last year. They agree that these things happened. It tells you the actions that the administration took that they agree happened, and then it's going to give you how they had the judge dismiss the case, or what basis they gave the judge for dismissing. And the case was dismissed without prejudice, which means they can file again. Now that there's another case, they can file again. But what the people need to do is demand, why is it twice in March we find ourselves, same actors, investigating a complaint of inappropriate behavior? Why? This could have been ended last year if you let people go.
It's a pattern.
It is.
It's a pattern. Mm-hmm. It's a predator. It's a pattern.
What? Well, you know what, cuz even to the people that say, well, they're not no predator. When a child discloses to you that they feel they have been harmed, whether you believe that child, which they're a child, so they're looking at it from the position of a child, I still don't see us en masse trying to help the child, trying to get the child no services, trying to, you know, put the child in a position to be better in life from this. Because again, whether you believe the adult and you don't believe the child, that child believes this happened to them. They believe it. They wouldn't have told you if they didn't believe it. Something is going on. And these investigations that don't tell us nothing as a community, that don't have no outcomes, and they're going to tell you it's personnel issues. The child disclosed, the child has a problem. And I'm an advocate for the child. I believe in the child. I believe, like I said, because at the top of the hour, we know people who have been in the military that's 17, 18 years old, even maybe younger than that, men and women. Somebody got a hold of them. Nobody wanted to believe them, or the base wanted to shut up, or, you know, because you know how it goes.
Hey, you know how many people now probably watching this podcast have been sexually abused, or they've been told to shut up because you don't want to hurt the family, the uncle, the cousin. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, right? They covered up so long, they become immune to what they're doing. They know they're doing it, but you know, it's all about, right? It's about the money.
It's about the
money.
It's about the money and the image. It's about the money and the image. Because if you live in a image, you know, and this is detrimental to anybody's image. It's not just detrimental to the people who feel accused. It's detrimental to the victim. Because again, we expect these children to come back to the school and feel safe and protected. And we've done nothing but get a parent a letter saying we investigated and we just gonna change the policy. That's not enough. That is woefully disrespectful. That is not enough. That's sad. That's pitiful. You got money to spend to defend yourself, but we are not putting money into the mental health services that are needed in our system. And the money is there. You know, next thing I want a new school. We ain't even got into that kind of stuff, but as a community, for the city council, and for the school system, you and I agree we gotta want something. And you saying for us to start getting to where we can form either what we want and form how we can get together, you feel we got to get these two men together to reconcile what they got going on, or make a truce or a treaty or whatever, and then we can go from there, right?
Yeah, because we can get those guys to come together, handshake, peace, whatever. I'm not saying a kumbaya and all that, you know what I'm saying? To come together and talk about the issues and cut out the X factor, which is the dollar bill. I guarantee you, his lifestyle will change.
Well, there you have it, Bogalusa. You know, we talked about it. We done hit the Spikes version of it now. Y'all done got y'all done got the family together. You know, they can stop inboxing you. They can stop, you know, fake trying to, you know, tell me something on Facebook. Because I'm about action in reality. You know, I'm not no fighter, cuz I told you that. I got the power to pen, but I got some cousins that will bat the piss out of you. Straight facts. Some siblings. You know, some siblings.
I ain't no killer. Don't push me.
Don't push me. I got some siblings. I got some siblings that ain't free right now. but you know, that ain't my charter. But I'm an assassin. I'm an assassin with the mind. And I'm you know, and if I can get you out, I'm get you out. If I can't, I'll put some money on your books.
And remember Friday. Who coming home Friday?
Look. And he's very well educated too. I don't know why he do what he do. And see, look, check it out. Look how we can laugh about it and keep moving. It happens. People. Listen, I feel for people. I feel for some of these kids because I don't want to see you end up in a cage somewhere. It broke my heart to hear about the little boy who, you know, I didn't know about the teacher who got caught in St. Tammany, and then he had been doing it and running on. A young man, I guess, told, and you ended up telling me that young man did 8 years. 8 years. That we gotta do better as a people. We really do. But all right, let me see.
All right, love you, cuz. Spikes all day, baby. See you
next time.
Peace.